This is Wiley from Learn to Barbecue. Today, we're tackling a classic winter grilling challenge. Rotisserie chicken on a Monument Grill 415BZ in the midst of a bone-chilling 29-degree Fahrenheit day. Let's get these chickens prepped for the rotisserie. I've got two beautiful 5.5 pounders here. First things first, we gotta unwrap these bad boys. There we go. Look at that plump skin, just begging for some crispy goodness. Now before we apply our rub, let's give these chickens a nice light coating of oil. This will help the rub adhere better and create a beautiful, crispy skin. I'm using a neutral oil like canola or vegetable oil. You can also use olive oil, but be careful not to use too much as it can burn easily. All right, now comes the flavor explosion. We're going to use this chicken and poultry rub from Pit Boss. This stuff is a game changer, folks. It's got a perfect blend of savory, sweet, and a little bit of tang. What's in it? Well, we've got salt and sugar for that savory, sweet base that really enhances the chicken's natural flavor. Then we've got garlic and onion powder to add some depth, and a touch of lemon juice powder for a bright, citrusy kick. Now, I like to really get in there and massage the rub into the chicken. Make sure you get it all over under the wings and inside the cavity. We want every inch of this bird to be bursting with flavor. Don't be shy, folks. The more rub, the more flavor. Really work it in there, like you're giving the chicken a spa day. This not only helps the flavor penetrate, but it also helps to distribute the oil we added earlier, ensuring maximum crispiness. Okay, now that our chickens are seasoned to perfection, it's time to truss them up. Trussing is basically just tying the chicken so it cooks evenly and doesn't flop around on the rotisserie. This is important, folks, because a flopping chicken can throw off the balance of the rotisserie and cook unevenly. Nobody wants a lopsided chicken. There are a few different ways to truss a chicken, but today I'm using some good old-fashioned butcher's twine. I like to start by tying the legs together, then I loop the twine around the wings and tuck them in close to the body. This helps keep everything nice and compact. Now, you don't have to be a master knot maker here, folks. Just make sure the chicken is secure and the wings and legs aren't going anywhere. The goal is to create a nice, compact shape that will rotate evenly on the spit. Think of it like creating a perfectly aerodynamic chicken football. There we go. Our chickens are trussed up and ready for the rotisserie. Doesn't that look like a masterpiece? Almost too pretty to eat. Almost. But don't worry, we'll get there. First, we gotta get these babies on the spit and into the monument. All right, time to get these birds spinning. First things first, we gotta secure that rotisserie spit fork. Make sure it's nice and tight on the spit rod. We don't want any accidents mid-cook. Now let's carefully slide our first chicken onto the spit. Remember, legs facing out. Perfect. Now, for the second chicken, we're going to slide it on right next to the first one, breast to breast. They should be snuggled up real close, like two birds on a wire. Okay, now for the magic trick. Take that outside chicken and give it a 180-degree twist. There we go. Now the breasts are interlocked, like a culinary yin and yang. This helps them cook evenly and keeps everything nice and stable on the spit. Finally, let's secure everything with the second rotisserie fork. Give it a good tighten. We want these chickens locked and loaded for the ride. There you have it, folks. Two perfectly positioned chickens ready to take a spin on the rotisserie. All right, it's showtime. Let's carefully lift this loaded spit and place it onto our monument rotisserie. There we go. Make sure those forks are properly seated in the motor mounts. Safety first, folks. Now, before we fire this baby up, we need to make some room for these chickens to do their dance. We're going to remove the cooking grates to give them plenty of clearance. There we go, nice and spacious. Now nothing's going to get in the way of those beautifully rotating birds. And there you have it, folks. The chickens are on, the rotisserie is spinning, and those birds are ready for their slow transformation into mouth-watering masterpieces. Just look at them go. We'll keep a close eye on them as they cook, monitoring their progress as they slowly turn that beautiful shade of golden brown. But for now, let's just enjoy the anticipation. Now that the chickens are spinning away on the rotisserie, it's time to let the Monument Grill work its magic. And to make sure we're cooking these birds to perfection, we're relying on our trusty ThermoWorks RFX temperature probe. As you can see on the receiver, the ambient temperature inside the grill is holding steady right between 300 and 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Perfect for achieving that crispy skin and juicy meat. And that little probe, nestled deep in the chicken thigh, is giving us a real-time read on the internal temperature. Now, we're aiming for an internal temperature of 180 degrees Fahrenheit. That's the sweet spot for rotisserie chicken, ensuring it's cooked through and safe to eat, but still incredibly juicy and tender. The beauty of this setup is that we can keep an eye on everything without having to brave the cold. The RFX gives us the freedom to monitor the cook from the comfort of our warm home. No more freezing fingers or constant grill side hovering. So, we'll just let these chickens do their thing, keeping a close eye on the RFX and the beautiful rotation of those golden birds. Stay tuned, folks, because when that alarm goes off, we'll know it's time to feast. The moment we've all been waiting for. The RFX is telling us our chickens have hit 180 degrees Fahrenheit. They're officially done. Time to take these golden beauties off the rotisserie. All right, let's carefully transfer them to our cutting board. Whoa, check out that crispy skin. And just smell that incredible aroma. This, my friends, is what winter grilling is all about. Now, before we dive in, we need to let these chickens rest for about 10 to 15 minutes. This allows the juices to redistribute, ensuring every bite is as tender and flavorful as possible. While we wait, let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this meal. 2 perfectly roasted chickens, cooked to perfection on a snowy day, thanks to the power of the Monument Grill and the precision of the ThermoWorks RFX. This is what I call a winter grilling triumph. These chickens have rested, the juices have settled, and now it's time to carve these bad boys up and enjoy the fruits of our labor. Now there are many ways to carve a chicken, but today I'm going to show you a simple method that yields nice, juicy pieces, perfect for sharing. First, I'm going to remove the leg quarters. I like to find the joint where the thigh connects to the body and give it a good slice. Now we've got a beautiful chicken quarter with the leg and thigh still intact, ready to be devoured. Next up, the wings. These are always a crowd pleaser. Again, we're going to find the joint where the wing connects to the body and slice right through it, and they look absolutely delicious. Now for the grand finale, the breasts. I like to slice right down the middle of the breastbone, following the bone with my knife. These chicken breasts are juicy and tender, just waiting to be enjoyed. 1 perfectly roasted chicken transformed into 6 mouth-watering pieces, including those fantastic leg quarters. We braved the cold, fired up the Monument, harnessed the power of the rotisserie, and relied on the precision of the ThermoWorks RFX to guide us to grilling glory. And the result? These beautiful chickens speak for themselves. This is what grilling is all about: the challenge, the reward, and the satisfaction of creating a delicious meal. So from my grill to yours, I hope this video has inspired you to create some mouth-watering masterpieces of your own. I hope this video was informative and helped you learn more about the world of barbecue. Be sure to check out our other videos, subscribe to our channel, and give this video a thumbs up. I'd also love to hear your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. Till next time.